being very inconsiderate, and I'm not... One second. All right, anyways, welcome back to Wales the Husk Valley, episode 3. Before we get started, I just wanted to bring attention to a little bit of this to our Twitter followers. Hopefully a couple of them joined in for the stream tonight. I'm going to read off their what are the Twitter handles, Twitter names?
That's it, baby.
Handles? So we did a fun over the past 2 days, a rapid-fire homebrew monster subclass mashup thing. We actually had some pretty good turnout. You guys have this strange obsession with Displacer Beasts. It's been like there's like 5 different Displacer Beast ones. I don't know why. I'm not partial to them, but anywho. So I just want to read off. Okay. Oh my god, I'm gonna butcher everybody's names. I'm so sorry. Bison Stonefists. He wanted a Lich-themed cleric. He got that one. Cool. L. A sorcerer. Nightshade. All right, I'm working on that one. Displacer Beast Barbarian by Vancouver by Night. A Sheep in Wolf's Clothing wants a Druid Guard Drake. Interesting. Rush Grayson. He requested a Gelatinous Cube Paladin. Jewish Space Laser suggested that we create a Cleric Phase Spider themed subclass, which that's going to be rough, but we'll do it. Next one is, this one's going to take some time. Legion suggested a Warblade from Book of the Nine Swords. I'm not familiar with the content, and a Displacer Beast. So I'm going to do my research on that one. One I just released, just sent out to Kevin Hope. He wanted an Artificer, a dragon-themed Artificer, which I made a Dragon Jeweler, which is really cool. Makes little amulets, like either metallic, chromatic, or gem dragons, and you can hand them out. And also, it's really cool. This one, Jesse Mix, just straight up said Tarak Paladin. So my response was, "Are you like serious?" So that one. My latest one was a Goblin Bard from Dungeon Maester. Karam Serene requested an Owlbear Druid, which is really cool. I finished that one. It just needs to be formatted. The Goblin's Corner wanted a Displacer Beast Cleric, which was sent out. Hope for TTRPGs also requested a Cleric Displacer Beast. And I think there was one more post. I'm going to check just to make sure everybody gets their credit. Sigman Nuggets. And tonight you could make it. I just messaged him not too long ago. He wanted a Gelatinous Cube Bard, which he got and he's enjoying.
Gelatinous Cube, huh?
Gelatinous Cube Bard. We got 2 Gelatinous Cubes.
So interesting.
That's my kind of monster.
See,
it's the Gelatinous Cube.
See,
Gelatinous
I would do with a Mimic Bard.
So a Mimic Bard.
Mimic
So look, okay, here's another one. Here we go. DM Zilla requested a Cleric Umber Hulk, which that one came out really cool. And there's one more that
We're all gonna be singing it now.
Literally so much pizza. Literally so much pizza.
Yum. Yum.
Wanted the vampire-themed wizard, which is really insane.
That's awesome.
And then there was Nemo is reading, requested a Mimic Ranger, which is really cool. So if I missed anybody, or you haven't received yours yet, just hang tight. You guys slammed me with all these requests.
Yeah, dude.
So I'll be rolling. They slammed me with them. So I'm gonna try to get them all out to you guys later out through the week. Just make sure that you DM us your email and then your combo so we don't forget. I brought attention to one book the other day, last session, The Monsters Know What They're Doing by Keith Amon, and hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Excellent source of information. I've been using it heavily for the campaign just to play the monsters right. It's great reading material. And this one I just started. Ashley, my lovely Ashley, purchased this one, the Ultimate RPG Game Master's World Building Guide, and it's written by James D'Amato, and it has it's incredible. It has a bunch of tables in it. It has suggestions based on the theme of your campaign, the theme of your worlds. It's really easy to read. The first section, fantasy, really breaks down a lot of cool stuff. So I would definitely check it out. Who can use magic? Well, that's a good thing. Or can everybody use magic in your world? Almost none. Privileged people, rare. Excellent.
How do you like it?
I love it, and I have been reading it. So, okay. Anybody have anything?
As always, just check the links in the description and the panels below. All our socials are there. With the Instagram link, the Twitter link that Dave was just talking about. Dave interacts really heavily on Twitter and has tons of fun polling opportunities there. And as always, we're looking to grow our Discord and have fun activities there for you guys as well. So whenever you get the chance or during the break, check out those panels.
Absolutely. And I'll think of something halfway through the stream of how we'll disseminate some giveaways and stuff like that. We're still doing the giveaway from session 1, the Elvis Presley giveaway. So go on our YouTube, and if you're the first one to catch all 3 Elvis Presley references, you'll get that. It's an awesome dice set. It's nice.
It's sick.
And anybody today, let's just say I don't know, all the stuff that I finished from that from the monster class update, whatever. As soon as they're done, if you comment in the chat here or do something on Twitter, just remind us. We'll send you some copies of that stuff. Anybody else?
I think I'm all set.
All set.
My last final Facebook post promoting the event is D&D, and we commence.
Okay. With my players' permission, or do I have permission for my players to start?
Yes.
Aye.
Okay, awesome.
So
Okay.
permission.
Do it.
Okay, last we left off with these group of strangers in the midst of the Husk Valley. They found themselves before 3 towering stone obelisks beside a stone altar, a stone book. And at the foot of this altar were 3 graves, which they, without hesitation, proceeded to dig up. Inside of these graves, they find, obviously, a casket in each one. They dig up the center one first, and they find that the body inside the skeleton, mostly decomposed, is holding in its grasp a marble sphere, polished marble sphere. To the left of that grave was another grave, and inside there was a larger dwarven corpse holding a polished wooden sphere. And finally, to the right side was a third grave, and inside that grave was another dwarven skeleton. But something was strange about the skeleton. It had the distinguishing characteristics of a vampire. Coming down from its upper mandible are 2 pointed fangs. It's holding a deep black polished ball. And it appears that there was a wooden stake driven into its chest. And within the chest is still a somewhat and strangely fresh heart. A very still heart. With some minor hesitation, Kashta reaches in, and is able to press the stake deeper into the corpse and remove the heart and stake intact from underneath the ribcage and hold it. And this heart is sticky and tacky, as if it was just pulled from a fresh corpse. But the body inside the casket remains still. That is where we left off.
do you want to bring us to the scene on roll 20?
Sure thing. Absolutely.
And I believe.
So as you can see, there are these overgrown obelisk stone that appear to have a round slot in each of the in each of the obelisks. And on closer inspection last time, there was on the altar, it appears to be in honor or in respect of the Yaves family, a dwarven family. Hope was able to successfully translate the dwarvish script that was carved into the stone altar, the book on the stone altar, and it read, "May these standing stones honor the fallen keys, the first brother, the second brother, and the third brother. Fashion your arms from the holiest of trees, concoct your potions from the holiest of water, and let your past sins and fear remain at rest."
All I know for certain is shouldn't be messing with the bodies of the dead, but also these spheres. They look to be part of these stones of some kind. Don't understand this.
I agree. What's been left here seems like they should have stayed here. But what's done is done. So, what'd you find? As I look towards, it was what, Bliss, Jorg, and Kasha that were digging.
I believe so.
I'll look back, and this is amazing. It's so black and shiny, and I'm gonna pull out my pocket mirror and look at it from all angles as I can, just trying to decipher what it is. Rub my hands on it, see if anything's happening with it.
Okay.
I would move to the first column after putting the heart in my bag, gently and securely, so the stake doesn't come out.
Okay.
And observe the first column and see if there's any color coding, any indication of which orb goes where.
Make a investigation check.
Oh.
First check of the night.
Yes. And I refreshed my roll 20 and it mixed my character sheet. Okay, just a second, please. What check?
Investigation, please. From what you can discern from these towering obelisks, is that they appear to be mostly the same, in varying conditions of natural wear from the environment around them, moss, lichen growing on it. The slots appear to be identical. However, underneath the slots are engraved Primero Llaves in front of you. The next one to your right is Segundo Llaves. And then the last one is... One second, let me check my notes. Tercero Llaves.
Were the graves marked? I'm pretty sure they were marked.
Yes, they were.
So all we have to do is put the orb from each one that we dug up in the right spot, allegedly,
Such
seemingly.
a simple task. I will walk towards the center obelisk and hold out my... Which one did Tim give me? The wooden one? I'll hold the wooden orb and pretend to place it in there, but at the last second fake it out and put the marble one that should go there.
Okay. You insert the marble orb. It fits perfect in the slot. Nothing
And-
happens.
while Bliss is doing that, my eyes are just like, what is he doing?
And then walk over to that right obelisk and put the wooden one in there.
The one here?
Yes.
Okay. You slide it into the slot, nothing happens.
Wait, no. Other one.
The other one, you slide it into the slot, and nothing happens.
Well, remember, riddle. Oren chimes in. And we hear the
Hey,
riddle again.
Yorig, you wanna perhaps, forfeit the sphere you happen to carry? Why don't you just toss it over here?
I walk over to the third obelisk and just looking around for any mechanical gears or any intricacies that might be placed on the holder.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
I'm also going to be looking around at this time, just at the surrounding area and the graves, because I'm very uncertain about what's going on here.
Wow. Okay, I critted that. I can't believe that.
And while they're doing that, I'm going over to Oren and just going over because I know that he kind of has the same feels as me, being like, I don't know about this.
I totally pictured Yorig like going to blow off the thing and the dust going right in his eyes, like to get a better look.
See what happens.
As far as you can tell, Yorig, the slot where the ball, the sphere is supposed to go, just seems to be expertly carved, and it doesn't appear to be any sort of moving mechanical mechanisms.
This is not interesting nor worth my time. And I just place the ball on the holder.
As okay, I need I need Hope to make a perception.
Aye, aye. Here we go.
I'm just rubbing a little like a wooden talisman because I'm so religiously upset at this situation.
You should be whittling a stake to drive through some vampiric beast's heart.
Well, that's what it said as I read
And I'm
it.
holding on to Elvis.
Nothing stands out to you in particular, and you're trying your hardest to discern what to make of what's in front of you, and your eyes keep darting back and forth between these three graves, these headstones, and being able to read, write, and speak Dwarvish, you see that the first headstone says first key, the middle one says second key, and the last one says third key.
Can we hear the
I
ritual?
do not
one more
repeat
time?
any of that back.
I posted it.
By the way.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what's going on here? This is pretty anticlimactic, and I feel like we're just wasting time.
It's because the order is wrong. Fashion your arms from the holiest of trees. The wood sphere goes in the first one. Cock your
If your head is thick as wood, I was talking to Hope.
I was not talking to you, dwarf man.
It's also, I was about to say, Nick, it's written in Dwarvish too, so.
I thought it was translated for everybody.
Was.
Yeah, I had spoken it out. Yeah.
Right.
So.
Obvious though, isn't it?
But yeah, so I mean, for Jorg, I'd say, I read the riddle, and you all started digging up graves. Talked about holiest trees, holiest potions. Do we think that digging up graves is a holiest act?
Well, it certainly is an interesting one.
Is it coming from the atheist?
I'm not the one to ever object.
Let's just swap some of these orbs.
You can swap them all you want, but that's about as much as you're getting out of me.
I'm gonna swap
I just don't think this is right.
the two end ones.
Okay, so you remove the marble from the center, and you remove the wood from the one on the left. And you swap them?
Yep.
Okay. You take the marble one, you put it one on the left, and you insert the wooden one on the right, and nothing happens.
Worth a shot.
I'm gonna waltz over to the oak trees and start fashioning some stakes from the lying solid branches, and while also pleading with hope, like, if there is a blight on the land and we can do something to help the living, don't you think that is holy? Don't you think that is worth something? Maybe there's a key here that will help others.
Do we think do we think these brothers cursed these lands? Do we think that they had that godly power to be able to do that?
No, but maybe they hold the answer. May I remind you of what was stuck through the third brother's heart?
That's true, and it should have stayed there.
It did stay there. The stake is firmly in its heart. But I have matters that afflict me and might afflict others on the living when I die. And nobody needs to see that. Nobody should be accustomed to the wrath of Jella. I need to purge her from my body and my spirit.
Aye.
Still carving away some shanks.
Do you have any wood carver's tools?
I have a dagger. Which, I mean...
Guess who does have wood carver's tools?
Yes.
I have crudely fashioned stakes.
So, currently, as you're attempting to fashion stakes from these stumps, the black sphere is currently sitting in the obelisk to the right. The wooden one is currently sitting in the center one, and the marble one is currently sitting in the one to the left.
So Oren goes over. Now, are these of my height, or are they tall?
Yeah, you can reach up. Like they're not terribly high.
Just out of his own morbid curiosity, he puts he takes the first the wooden one, sorry, puts it in the first slot. Then takes the marble marble sphere, and puts it in the second slot.
All right.
And the third black shiny one goes in the final slot.
Okay.
While this is going on, I'm holding on to Elvis real tight, like.
So the first obelisk you can see starts to shake as dust settles off the rounded edges of the obelisk, and a slot appears out of underneath of the by the slot the ball itself dissolves within the wooden ball itself dissolves within the slot, and inside you can see a wooden stake that is shimmering with glints of silver, and there's a small scroll, very small scroll, laying beside the stake. Once the dust settles, the second obelisk, similar thing happens. The marble itself begins to dissolve and melt within the slot, and inside is a bottle of thick black liquid. And then finally, the black ball dissolves in a wisp of strange energy, like a wisping cloud, crawls down the side of the obelisk and across the ground, over the third grave and over to Kashta into the bag.
Oh, shit.
Unprotect us.
I'm gonna
Kasha,
rip
you
the
can-
bag
you
off.
can detect-
Is this visible?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, I immediately pull out my short swords.
I would immediately rip
There's
the bag
the-
off and
Okay, you can
toss it
feel-
on the ground.
A slight fluttering on your back as you throw the backpack down, and then you can just make out, after observing the bag sitting by itself on the ground, the heart beating with the stake still in it.
Oh yeah,
Oh
my great club out.
God. I'm gonna take
Owen-
the heart
Owen
out of the
falls to his
bag
knees.
by the
Yeah.
stake.
Oh my god. Oren is
I
terrifying.
go.
Let's do one at a time.
Tim,
What did you say you do?
I'm gonna take the heart out of the bag by the stake.
Okay. Oren, what did you say you do?
I like literally drop to one knee. I just like cover my mouth. And pass.
Zula?
were we able to visibly see like the stake and the scroll and then the potion come
Yeah.
out, or was
Yep.
that? So as far away as I am, I was visibly able to see that.
Yeah, it was very.
Okay, so as scared as I am, in the fastest manner I can, as a sloth person, me and Elvis try to go over to that first one where I saw the stake.
Okay.
Right here, right?
Yep, right there.
And I would like to grab the stake and the scroll.
Okay. So you hold the stake in your hand, and you can see, like, not only is it, like, powdery on the exterior of the stake, but within the grains of the... there's these flakes of silver. Do you open the scroll?
I call over to Hope and I go, Hope, do you mind coming over here for a second, just in case this is in your language as well?
I'll come. And on the way, I'd go to the obelisk that revealed the vial, or the potion or whatever you want to call it, and I'd grab that
Okay.
just in my offhand.
It's a small glass with a cork stopper
Mm-hmm.
with a deep crimson wax seal.
And you said it was a pretty like dark black viscous. Yes.
It's like as you sit it in your hand and it's not moving. You're holding this.
Yeah.
There's still like the fluid itself is just swirling and bubbling.
Yeah, as I grab it, I just slide it into my backpack. So.
Sounds good.
Alright, so what do you have here?
Well, when everything was coming out, I saw that this was a stake that looked very similar to what was inside the heart. So I have a feeling whatever they just opened up
Needs
This
to go
has
back in. And
something, yes.
I'd grab the stake out of your hand in that moment.
I would not let you.
Are you right by Zula?
The stake
No,
of
no,
Zula.
yeah, that's
Okay,
the stake
I
of
thought you were talking
Zula.
about me. I was like,
Yeah.
No, no, the
definitely
stake
be
of
like,
Zula.
no.
Yeah. And
No.
I'd say, do you want to open the scroll together, or you want me to do it?
Let's do it together, just in case anything happens.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, so we
This
open
hand-
the scroll together.
You unroll. You untie a similar color as the wax seal, a crimson ribbon around the center of the scroll, and you unravel this this homemade pressed paper, and it is almost like a poem, as far as you can tell, but it's written in a very old dialect of Dwarvish.
Oh. Would you say that I can read that, or?
You can make a history check and see
Okay.
what you can discern from it.
Does me knowing history decrease that DC by chance?
Just make the history check.
Alright. 12.
Can I help? I was gonna say, can I help him? So you can get him.
I would say no. You don't speak Dwarvish.
Alright, so 12.
So you're able to pick out keywords: fields, silver, what's possibly either power or powder,
Okay.
growth, water, and carving.
Give me. I realized I should be taking notes of this. So scroll equals fields.
Fields.
Power.
It's either
or
powder. Yeah, either or.
Yep. Silver.
Yep, silver.
And then I think I missed the last two.
Carving. Growth and carving.
All right. Well,
What does it say?
I couldn't make out most of it, but definitely think we should have somebody that knows Old Dwarvish to read this first, but now we have to figure out what to do with that. And I kind of take the stake that I took from Yuzul and point it over towards Kasha.
Who is
Kasha's bag.
sitting on the ground with the stake, hammering the other stakes I made through it, so it's just like a shish kebab.
This heart is still boom, 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 still beating.
Would you care to try this stake?
I feel like maybe this is something that we should leave alone at this point.
I don't think that we can. I would like to try that steak.
All right. And I'll walk over and, like, as I'm handing it off to you, like, as you go to, like, grab it, in that moment, I just want to, like, hold on to it and, like, look you dead in the eye and go, this is what happens when we hastily dig up things that were meant to be buried. And I hand it to you.
And I stick it through the heart.
Awesome. As soon as it's almost like a crackling, pressing like a hot stick that you've hit in a like, or a hot steel poker or a stick that you had in a campfire, like against like moist ground. There's like sizzling and bubbling and just like the heart. It just shivers, it quivers in place, and then it just fades into dust. Coming from the last grave, you hear this ungodly scream. A scream coming from the body, like someone's heart is dissolving in the center of their chest. And then there's silence.
So,
Protect us.
Boom, 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 boom.
what do we think this potion is then?
I don't think we mess with it. I think we find a dwarven man or woman, an old one, to read this letter, and then we can find out.
I would put the heart back
Yeah,
in.
we should leave that.
The heart is currently dust. It's no longer
it's
in your
gone.
hand.
Yeah,
It is
it's
gone.
Okay. I'm gonna keep the steak then. I'm definitely gonna pocket that, and then guess I'm gonna rebury the bodies, and also just make a comment that seems like the third brother, Yava's brother, will now rest in peace. Whatever his ailment was,
before
it
you-
seems to be gone from this earth.
Maybe.
Before you put back the middle grave, is there anything else inside that?
It's just a body that appears to be prepared for burial, laying in place with its hands in that clutching position, as if it was like it was still wrapped around the.
I'd help Kosh to bury whatever grave he's digging.
I would put the orbs back too.
The
Orbs
orbs, I
are
believe,
dissolved.
are
I might
melted.
sit on the
Oh,
gravestone that I'm gonna sit on the
Yeah.
gravestone that Kasha's burying, just with my feet kicking around. Kasha, you're a man of pseudoscience. Do you know anything about that potion Hope has?
I did not get a chance to look at it, and in all of my pseudoscience, I have never lit a dog on fire.
And I'm
I'm
just sitting there
It's a
petting
lifetime
Elvis.
of learning.
It's an interesting way you learn, by abusing animals.
Well, by getting something right, you'll never learn. You only learn through failure.
I've never failed to
Anyway,
light a dog
Hope,
on
can you
fire.
show him that other potion? I'm curious what that is.
I'd look up at Jorg, because I'm helping Kosh to dig this grave. I'd say, once we're done burying the dead, I'll show him that potion. I look over at Kosh and say, sorry I got a little heated before, but digging up graves, There's something about it. You know, somebody, some loved one, somebody that cared about these brothers, dug these graves. And sure, they didn't need what they had, but somebody cared. We ruined that.
I'm just gonna take a deep sigh and look you in the depths of your soul as someone who is possessed by undead, and just be like, it seems like the third Yava's brother is truly at rest now, and if nobody wanted these bodies dug up, they wouldn't have placed a riddle, 3 pillars, and left potential hazards to come upon the world. We could have saved, this could have gotten out and become an epidemic of a magnitude far beyond our understanding. But instead it seems to be quelched here, besides your mysterious potion and your unreadable scroll. So maybe we have done some good, some heroic deed by doing some a little digging of graves. You get your hands dirty sometimes. That's it.
While they're having that conversation, because I'm like a little bit away, so I can probably hear a little bit. I'm just sitting there contemplating, like in my inner self, if what we did was good or not, because it seemed like I'm so conflicted with what's going on. And then I kind of shoot a glare at Oren to see if he's looking back, like giving me the look like, what just happened?
I have grown up in this valley my whole life. I never thought I'd be a party to such behavior, but of all of the beasts that plague this land, vampires, they are unholy to their core. And if defiling a grave, as unclean an act as it might be, might bring us that measure of peace, then by the blessing of Helm, I am sanctified to do this.
I'm just wondering if we obviously, or at least it looks like at this moment that we did something right, but we did it in a sinful way. I don't know. I just don't know what to do right now.
I do
Some would
believe the
say-
last line of the poem says, "Let your past sins and fear remain at rest." I will let mine remain here, as I'm still heaving dirt on these fucking
Yeah.
corpses.
And I'm
Yeah.
just like sitting there petting Elvis. And then I turn, I want to shuffle over to Hope. And I want to be like, can you come over here for a second? I like over, like, wherever Hope is.
Once
And I
I'm,
just want,
I was gonna say once I'm done burying the dead. So whenever we're done, because I'm not gonna rest until they're back in their graves.
so Elvis and I just hang out there while I'm petting Elvis, just watching everything going on.
In about an hour's time, the graves are, although appear to be freshly dug.
Well, oh, I'm sorry. While since it's taking an hour, can I look to see if there is any mistletoe in the area?
Make a survival check.
Oh, she. You said survival.
Survival. Yep.
Damn. Sheesh.
As you start to remove yourself from the rest of the party, you crane your neck and you're looking back and forth. You know that mistletoe is parasitic. It's it's found high up in the trees. It doesn't take long for one of the trees just so happens to have a few branches of mistletoe hanging from the, but it's about 20 feet up in the air.
How far is it from where everyone else is at the moment?
It's within the circle of the obelisk. You're not going to be straying up.
Okay,
outside.
well, I go. Anyone who's not Dorgan or people digging a grave, can someone hold on to Elvis? I need to grab something real quick.
I'll hold on to it.
Thank you, boys. And can I climb up the tree to grab the
with surprising swiftness, using your long arms and your clawed hands, your prehensile feet, you're able to shimmy yourself deliberately and slowly up the tree trunk. Yeah, just you're able to get to the top, pull off a sprig of mistletoe, and I'll tell you how much you grab. You grab 3 sprigs of
Yay.
mistletoe.
Gracias.
So after an hour's time, the graves are mostly returned to their original state, although the soil is more loamy and aerated. You all look up, you wipe the sweat from your brows, and you find that there are 2 paths ahead of you beyond these obelisks. One that appears to go more towards the west, where the body of the giant frog is laying, where Oren recovered the axe, his son's axe. And then another path heading directly south, where you can't make out the any sort of skyline or any sort of structures, but you remember from across the pond seeing the flicker of torchlight of some sort of larger settlement a few miles to the south.
Could we please see that on the map, Lord Daddy DM?
Yeah, it's
In the meantime, I would ask Zula if she could bless the graves like how she did with the flower before on the
Yep. On the
heroes.
altar? On the hero's altar?
Yep.
Alright, and then so I go, of course, Kashta. And I just take my hands and go like this, and I create three lilies, and I place them on each grave.
I'd look towards Zula in that moment and say, "Thank you," and then turn my gaze to Kashta and nod.
And then I want to go over to Hope and be like, I have something to ask you.
Oi.
Why'd you take it from me?
The steak?
Yes.
I'm wasn't thinking quite clearly. I didn't want to sit around and wait. I just wanted to get whatever was done here.
I just want to tell you that I know I may look slow and I act slow, but my intentions are always right there. So I just wanted to make sure that you're not doing it because you don't think I'm good enough for this crowd.
I place my hand on Zula's shoulder. I look at the graves and look back at her. I say, I meant no offense by my gesture before. I think you're fully capable. I've seen you in combat. You're a great resource and ally. You're somebody that I hope to depend on. So if that came across in that action, I apologize.
It's okay. I just wanted to make sure that you know that I can hold my own.
When I kind of like put my head kind of down and I'm like, when seeing red sometimes I tend to act swiftly and brashly without thinking much. So that's all that was.
Well, maybe sometimes you need to slow down a bit.
Maybe.
And I just give you like a half hug, like I just like put my sloth hand like around you and be like, it's
oh,
okay,
watch
I
the
forgive
claws.
you.
The claws.
Oh, I'm sorry. And then I go over and to Bliss and be like, can I just have Elvis back?
Of course.
Thank you.
So could I see the map of the whole region? Because
This
what?
this particular part of the region is completely unexplored. As far as
Nice.
you know. This is
Chuck.
not the map of Fairwillow, the region in the northern part of Husk Valley. This area is going to have to be explored.
So we all go south. It's the whole reason we've come out this far. Why not just continue?
Well, we found Oren's son's axe.
Should try to find your son, Wood Splitter.
I've not stopped trying since I've been out here. It's my only worry that further south into these woods, there are reports of all sorts of creatures, including rare orc tribes, lizard folk, even those that are undocumented still. I say, if we move south now, we do so with full vigilance.
South is down, right?
South is going towards those flickering lights that you saw during the nighttime, and
Which
west
way is the bloody
is-
trail with the axe?
west.
All right.
Technically, right on the screen, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, right on the screen.
South would be at the top, north would be on the bottom.
Yep.
It's just inverted.
I
Okay.
think we should go west,
Never mind then.
east.
Sorry.
No, you had it right, Oren.
East. I thought you said west.
Yeah. So it just so happens, just the way that I set up the maps is a little upside. It's upside down. So the direction of the frog and the axe is
Yeah.
west. The direction of where you saw the flickering torchlight is south.
Okay, well, Oren takes back everything he just said.
I'd say
And,
quick retcon, just insert west where previous
Alright,
direction was said.
All right, hold on
Yeah.
1 second. Let me see if I can-
That's all. You
Oren
said it as
definitely-
ever confidently. In Hope's memory, you said it ever as confidently and correctly as you would have said.
Thank
Yep.
you. Hell,
And
bless you.
Lorena would be right behind you because he wants to see
Yeah,
you
if
find
anything,
your
I'm-
son.
Sam Missoula.
Pushing you along right now.
Yeah.
All right, does that make things better?
Let's go find
Yeah.
my son.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, I know Oren is gonna be like hard on the charge over this way.
Yeah, hard on your heels, boy.
Yeah, I'm
Nice
going
axe.
that way.
Oi.
No sense.
I wish any of us have a familiar that we can send to scout this other place.
Excuse me, a what?
Like if anyone has like a familiar that you could use to scout this other lit torch area,
I'm
just
not
to see what it is.
Well, I'm
with
familiar
what-
with Hope.
Uh,
Hope, do you want to go?
I was about to say I'm not familiar with a familiar. What do you mean?
I mean, we do have Elvis here, but I don't know if I really want to send him out. But
Never mind, metagaming moment. Forget it. Move right along.
That's why I was just plugging it right back into
Yeah.
character. But no, I do not have that. That is,
Okay.
I'm not gonna be playing with
Okay.
a familiar.
we do. I mean,
We
could always
yeah,
if
have
if I
Elvis.
remember from last time, we tried the axe with Elvis, didn't we? And he didn't really pick up much.
Oh, he did pick up.
Oh, he
thought,
did?
Yeah,
But he
he
was kind
did,
of like,
yeah.
oh shit, what?
Yeah,
something's
he
this
figured
way.
it out
Okay.
with animal handling. So
Also, I would just remind the rest of the party that the whole reason we came out here was to find evidence of what happened to that raiding party, and Oren's son was part of that raiding party. So
So
need
what's
to-
this?
need to go there.
So angry.
So
I
I can
forget
have
things
I can have
sometimes.
Elvis I can have Elvis sniff the sword or the axe.
Let
Have
him
him try to put us on a good course.
Cute.
Sound good? Right.
Oi.
So DM animal handling.
Yeah, we'll do animal handling.
Booyah.
An 11.
Okay. Elvis sniffs up and down the handle, the shaft, and the itself. He's darting back and forth. He's trying to draw some connection between the very light tracks that appear to be from a humanoid with dragging their left foot. He's darting back and forth between the frog and the footprints, and he has his nose in the air. He's trying to scent, and he very slowly and not very confidently begins to wander further west.
Okay, so I follow.
Similar to tracking game, I would also be looking for a further blood trail, footprints, broken twigs, etc., helping the find the path.
Okay. So, you begin to follow this trail, and it's a trail of footprints. It's dried blood on leaves and on sediment. You notice that the reason the tracks aren't very well preserved is because the ground is extremely it's wet, but the texture of the ground itself is more mossy, so it's not holding a deep impression of the footprint. You can see that some of the moss is torn up as if somebody was dragging their foot, and even though it's daytime, just the thick foliage of the birch tree forest just surrounds you all, and it almost brings on a strange and eerily feeling or sensation of twilight or near dusk as you continue walking.
And you're just to go with the twilight thing. Previously, when we were at the gravesite, it was what? Where was the sun?
Where was the sun? The sun was pretty low in the sky. It was probably around 9 o'clock around the gravesite. Yeah. So it's approaching like late morning now.
Oh, okay.
And the sun is starting to raise higher, but for where you're
Got it.
standing now,
Okay.
it's just
Yeah, I just wanted to get that for reference.
Any sign of blood easy to spot on the white trees, or like a bloody handprint? Or
make a survival check.
Survival.
Better survive.
I'd like to assist.
Okay. So yep,
Nice.
go ahead.
Roll
So you
again.
can make your own check with Kashta, or you can give Kashta advantage on the check.
Asha, I give you advantage on your check.
Thank you. 19.
19. Okay. You.
Appreciate you, Zool.
So you begin to walk further, and there are some strange clearings that open up. You notice that there are spatters of blood as if someone's stumbling back and forth, and they're just wandering. They're trying to get their bearings and trying to find their way through this thick forest. This clearing is mostly because there are stagnant pools of water, but in front of you, and I'm not sure if one of your characters happens to have an ink pen, can follow with me. We're going to do some map creating for you guys, hopefully.
Oh,
All right. In
I
front of
don't
you is a
think I
small
I have
clearing.
2 maps.
So
I have a map
keeper.
scroll in the case.
I have
So-
an actual book.
So in your packs, some of you have metagaming thing because this area is completely unexplored. And if you guys are going to try to find places of interest and track your way back through this place, you're going to have to make up your own maps. Some of you, your characters have parchment, ink pens, things like that. And as I describe these locations to you, if a map person wants to start jotting down general ideas or um, crafting a map, we can go ahead and do that. So you walk into this initial clearing. The clearing is about 45 feet by 45 feet. To the left, there's another clearing that is separated by a small pond that is about 10 feet wide. And in the center of that 45 foot square is another that is about 15 feet wide. And you can make out a 3 trails that are coming off of that main clearing.
While whoever's mapping and everything, I just want to draw out last words and echo and kind of just keep an eye out, keeping guard while they're doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say we're also moving at a stealthy pace due to tracking. With the low light situation and the small sign, it would be difficult to rampage. You'd kind of have to creep and crawl. Like, oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another sign.
Gotcha.
I was gonna say I can draw the map, and I'll do my druidcraft and put up a torch, so that there's more light for people to see.
I mean, again, it's not dark. It's just it's near
It's
dusk.
still, yeah, it's
It's not going to affect your vision. If you want to, I'm just.
Well, so just for clarification, it looks like dusk.
Yeah, near dusk.
Okay.
Don't you know that dawn and dusk are when your vision are at its weakest? The proven fact.
So there are 3 paths that branch off of the main 45 foot by 45 foot clearing.
They all got blood on them.
The center path has a clear blood trail.
What about the left and right?
The one to the left is at some point cleared, as if wildlife has using this route heavily. There's scat. The branches are broken, and it's for the most part cleared away for a single file line. And the one to the right is more dense, full of brush, but still a clearing.
Question, because you were cutting out for a second. I'm just for the mapping. So there's 3 trails. There's a pond on the left that's 10 feet, and then you said that there's a pond in the middle that's 15 feet wide.
Yes.
Okay, so with the trails, there's a center one, a right, and a left. Is the pond like
all of them run like this? They run together. So you have the clearing.
Okay.
They all run together. Jets up to this up, one jets down, and one goes across.
Okay, so none of them are okay.
In the clearing, is there anything in the clearing?
In the clearing, it's just open and appears just because the ground is so saturated with that it's stopping any sort of large growth
Gotcha.
of vegetation.
Okay. Well, I would point out the blood trail going straight down the center and start creeping along.
Who is leading the pack? Front rank.
I'd like to think it's Kashta and I, only because we have knowledge of the winter of the whole place, but it could be someone else.
Well, I was gonna say if Kasha is going to be the first, or you and Oren, I go to Kasha
yeah.
not Pete, and I go, would you like to take Elvis to help out up front?
I'll take Elvis.
Yeah. Yes,
Oren
please.
loves dogs. So in my mind's eye, it's you tracking out front, me right behind you with Elvis, and then.
Oh, I would say it's the dog sniffing ahead in a vague direction of the scent, and it's us behind picking up, like, blood trail, shoe print.
Well,
That's better.
We have to see if he can pick up the scent. So do you want me to?
I thought he was
see?
like struggling along, like like I'm picturing the
Yeah.
dog, like going out in the here's the path straight, and he's like over here a little, and then over here a little,
That's
and then over
exactly.
here.
That's exactly. What
Yeah,
you're
Okay.
and then like he might bark and like, oh yo, there's something right here,
Yeah.
doing.
Perfect.
So
Um,
down the center path,
Oh.
it forks off into 3 other paths
Oh
that
my
join together into another path.
It forks off into 3 other paths.
Mhm.
Okay, but
And they all join back together.
Is it
We
the
can-
same clearing? Are we going in circles
I'm
again,
going
like
to-
magic?
Let me see if I can.
you know,
Hold on
I
one second.
would avoid splitting up.
trying to draw.
I don't want to do that Scooby Doo
Yeah.
shit.
Oh.
Ruh-roh.
All right.
Zoinks! Babies.
We're
Sorry,
pretty
Dave,
much
what's
the
up,
So
medieval
guys?
this is what we're gonna
mystery
do.
gang.
This is what we're gonna do. I am going to control the token for you guys. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. So this symbol is the party token.
I don't see anything.
Hold on. Trying to make this a little easier on you guys.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Big fan of the scene setting.
Okay.
yeah.
I am once again terrified of
Mhm.
being ambushed by an owlbear.
Can everybody see?
I can see black.
Yeah.
I can see black.
I also
Same.
see
Oh,
black.
there we go.
Oh,
we go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
wow.
See a
Everybody
lot
see.
now.
Your D20.
Yes.
All right. I will move the d20. Okay. So this is what you see. You see that 40. You see that 45-foot space, that clearing here, the 15-foot thing, and then the 3 paths. Path here, 1 path here, and 1 path here.
It's the same.
The middle one has blood.
And the middle one has blood. This one has the blood. This is overgrown, and this appears to be cleared out by wildlife.
All right, so we went down the
Oh,
middle
so we
one. Yeah.
went down the
Yeah.
middle.
And then we came upon a fork again? Or 3 forks?
You come across a fork, and then one through the trees. 3rd floor.
We should try to follow the sign again.
Okay.
Blood trail.
You continue to follow the blood trail down the path.
Oh.
And you come to a rickety bridge.
Oh,
The bridge is in front of you, crossing a 25-foot span of stagnant, murky water. And to your left is a thick pricker bush.
Watch out for the pricker bush.
it looks like,
Creep you.
oh man.
So yeah.
Oh man. Where's the blood go?
I put 1 leather boot on the bridge and kind of just push down like the part that's like like on land still. I just want to see how like worn and like waterlogged these are.
What the?
Yeah,
the
like when
bridge?
I press down my foot on the bridge, do I feel like that? You know when you press down like step on like waterlogged wood.
Is it sus?
Like yeah,
Is it
like you
sus?
know how you can feel like that
Make
softness.
an investigation check.
Yeah. Is
I feel like you should help with that woodsman.
Is this a
You know your
sussy
wood.
little baka?
I should,
Investigation.
Maybe
but I won't. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, Oren knows. I mean, just looking at it once, he's like, no.
So the bridge, the boards are soft and mostly rotted through.
Aye.
The rope is still intact. It's thick hempen rope, it's nice quality, but the bridge, as far as you can tell, does look sus.
Very sus.
Very
Is there
sus.
blood on the bridge?
There is no blood on the bridge. The blood
Where does-
appears to go through the walls,
Through the pricker?
through the prickers.
Does anyone have anything?
Someone's got an axe.
I start at that moment, just like start, just like cutting down these motherfucking this pricker.
I also look back towards Jorg
And it's
a
my
little
only
bit,
input.
just like, I don't know. Just look back at him. At the
Engineer.
pricker bush.
On the other side of the bridge, you can see a small busted wagon, several broken crates, and a tent that looks rather worse for wear. There are also bodies that are clad in homemade armor laying on.
So, is
Good.
it possible to cross the bridge putting most of your weight on the rope and just tippy-toeing across the wood?
You can try.
A balancing act.
Oh, I
I
will
was about
try.
to say, while he's going after the, now that we can see the, could that be the guild, the raiding party?
Start hacking away even harder.
I will help you also hack away.
Oren's gonna hand over hand on the rope with my feet over the rope as well, kind of doing like the inverted sling across the hempen rope.
Any way we can bring our character tokens onto this map?
Okay.
Is it just, or is
It's
it
a big
just,
it's a big map, so I mean we're gonna use Theater of the mind. It's gonna be tough on our computers to run it.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
No problem.
I'm doing the bridge option.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bliss,
I'm
make
gonna do
a
the-
acrobatics check, and Yorig, make an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics for that.
Oh boy.
Hey.
Bliss, you slip and fall through one of the soggy boards and plunge into the water about up to your armpits in this thick, gunky, slimy water. Yorig, you're able to successfully navigate a bridge, and you smell a very strange, sharp smell. Something you haven't smelled in a long time. And
Over the water or on the other side?
on the other side around this campground, it's a sharp smell. It's a smell that is akin to chlorine.
Ow.
It's a very it tingles the nose. Taking too deep of a breath will tingle and slightly burn the trachea and the mucous membranes of your nose.
Is this tolerable to stand over here or no?
it's tolerable. It's just like just imagine a very overchlorinated pool.
Copy that. I'm gonna start investigating around, rummaging through the tent, checking out the bodies, seeing if there's any relation to the guild. Looks like there's some crates and everything, so I'm gonna be going through that as well.
Go ahead
Anything to
and-
bring back home to collect some coin.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
I would have advised against that.
investigation.
Okay, investigation.
Nice.
You notice that the tent is has a strange, like, they're not burns, but they're like like a smoldering like effect on the canvas, where it's beginning to roll up on itself and melt on itself. The bodies, the armor is homemade, and it is just the armor is so clean, as if it was freshly polished. And on the inside of the armor is barely recognizable bones.
Boy. Oh, boy.
This doesn't look good.
There's
Around the
chemical
crates.
burns.
And around the ground, you notice that the trail that was once very mossy and full of other organic matter in scat and things like that is completely barren. It's dry,
I'm gonna.
and the rocks are polished almost as pristinely as the armor itself.
I'm going to go a little bit towards the, I guess it's west, just the west side where that still looks a little mossy, just to get out of that area.
Right here.
Knowing that there's definitely some, anywhere that's like, out of that, obviously degradation from some sort of acid or something.
Awesome.
How far down is Bliss in this water?
Bliss
Yeah,
is
damn,
literally
no one would help
just
himself.
took a step.
Okay,
He
is
stepped
it
out of the water. Well,
How far-
he's up to his armpits. In water.
no? But how far from the bridge? Like, is it? I mean, my sloth's arm is pretty long. Is it a way that I could go and reach down and try to grab his hand?
It's apparent.
or
It's apparent
do I
that it's
need
a
a
sharp
pole?
drop off. Like the bridge isn't very high above. It's a sharp drop off from
Okay.
the edge of the terrain.
Like,
You
can
can
I
reach
grab?
down. I mean, yeah, it's just.
Or can I grab my
rope.
10-foot pole? Like,
Or
I have a
rope.
10.
You can just
Yeah.
reach down and pull him out. He
Okay,
can
so
pull himself out too if he wants to.
okay, so I want to just like head over because I was waiting for the for all of the pricker bush to be cut, and while they're cutting, I want to go over and just help Bliss out.
Okay, Bliss, I need you to take 1 point of acid damage as you notice that just the very first layer of your skin is begin to sizzle away.
Dude, we're gonna have to pee on you. We're gonna have to neutralize that acid
I take it out right
like
away.
a jellyfish sting.
While I'm is this a noticeable? Like, is the acid noticeable?
I mean, it's more of a sensation to
Oh, okay.
to Bliss, and it's not continual. It's just.
I think it'd be wise to avoid the water at all costs, everybody.
After I grab him out, I want to, because we can smell him, right? Like, you can smell the sizzling. No? Yes?
I mean, it's not like a burn. It's just like think of like a really heavy of something like just scrub the first
Okay.
layer of your skin off.
Like
Well,
minor
clearly,
radiation.
yes. Well,
Yeah. Is it like
well,
hydrogen peroxide when you put it on like a fresh cut?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
there
what
you go.
smells.
Okay.
It's still smell. I want to just know if I just want to know basically, is it something that I can notice that he needs help?
You just know from the general area with that dense, just chlorine-like smell.
Okay, so with that, while they're still cutting down the pricker bushes and I grab Bliss out of the water, I want to use a spell slot to create Goodberry. So I want to take out a Spring of Mistletoe and sit there. It's actually instantaneous, and I can create up to 10 berries appear in my hand, and they're infused with magic for the duration. So the duration is 24 hours, and each berry provides not only enough nourishment to sustain a creature for 1 day, but it also restores 1 hit point. So I want to create I want to create the good berries, noticing that this is probably going to be something that we're going to be dealing with for a while. And I'm going to eat one. I'll hand one to Bliss, Oren, and Hope, and then you're kind of on your own until we get to you.
So,
Sorry, Jorgen.
Oren and
Mighty
Costa,
kind
how
of
are you
you.
cutting? How are you cutting those brambles?
I would say I'm gonna let the expert wood splitter do his thing, and I'm just taking my quarterstaff and moving the clippings to the side so
To
we
the side.
can walk.
Oh wait,
amongst
no,
them.
never mind. I have a hammer. Just kidding.
I can't.
So
Not great
as you're
club
clearing
won't do
these
much.
brambles, left, right, behind you, you're shaking your equipment. As the brambles just gently cling to your equipment and clothing. One of the larger branches falls into the water. And the water it falls into the water, and boom, and it's kind of just floating by itself on the water. You begin to notice that suddenly and strangely, the bramble branch begins to move across the surface of the water and slowly begin to float down, almost subsurfacing in the middle of the water. And it's continuing to move towards the bridge in this direction.
Would you say that the movement would be cube-like, or just a branch moving?
As far as you can tell, it's just a branch that is strangely was once sitting on the top. It's being pulled down, subsurfaced, and now it's beginning to move in the direction to where Bliss fell in the water. So approximately.
And Bliss is currently out of the water.
Is this
correct?
more of your witchcraft, Costa?
This is not anything to do with me. You should watch the water.
Again.
Sus bridge. Sus
Short
water.
sword. Out again.
Okay.
Just like twiddling them in my hands.
Oh no.
That is not normal wood behavior.
What is going on?
As your eyes all track this bramble branch as it approaches the bridge, as it approaches the bridge, the bramble branch just begins to dissolve within the water and disappears.
I don't think that's supposed to happen.
Let us not go for a swim today, please.
I agree. So how much longer on the bramble?
Say the brambles are mostly clear. You guys are ready to cross.
Pretty smelly on my side, so I'm gonna take out my perfume and just give myself a few spritzes.
Perfect.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Well, let's go. Save
Jorg
George.
is still on the other side.
I go,
So yeah,
Jorg, are you okay?
I mean, we just saw a tree move to the water, but yeah.
Well, come here. Meet us on the other side.
Are we not going this way?
Towards. I thought we're like right there. I didn't think we were coming towards you though.
Oh,
Okay. All right,
Oh,
stop.
I thought you
stop,
were.
Stop.
yeah. Well, no
Yeah.
one
I
was
need the
doing
entire
it.
party to make a dexterity saving throw now.
Oh shit.
pinch away.
Oh man.
Dave said he was the only one that was touching that.
Oh well, no one was doing anything. Sorry.
We were talking
Okay, well,
about.
now we have to make a dex saving throw because of you.
Everybody
It's all
except Yorig.
Oh,
Eh,
snap, good.
Yorig is currently standing here.
Wait, where's my... Oh, that's fine.
Okay. Everybody that scored less than a 12, anything less than a 12, takes
Oh.
1d6 acid damage as they walk into a translucent, barely visible ooze that is just stretching across from one of the larger trees down to the corner of the bank of the pond.
Do we recognize do we notice
Are
the
you
ooze?
rolling the 1d6?
Yeah, I
I'll
was gonna
roll
say.
it. Yep.
Because I got hit.
3
Dang, wow.
Yeah,
acid
same.
damage.
Do we
Remember you had that one extra hit point from the berry, though.
Well,
we
I didn't
notice
eat mine yet.
the viscous
Jorg is
slime?
totally gonna think and run experiments on this perfume that I just sprayed, thinking I'm resistant to acid now.
So Yorig is over here, right on the other side of the bridge,
Yep.
right? The rest of the party cleared the brambles, walked around, and hastily walked through this ooze that was just dangling. It doesn't appear to move. It just appears to be hanging.
Sorry.
I'm gonna light a torch.
Light a torch. You light a torch. You hold it to the ooze. The ooze begins to sizzle and evaporate out. Clearing the path.
At a rapid pace or at like a normal-ish pace?
I mean, think of it. It's just like a
oily.
like an oily membrane, like a very thin membrane that's stretching, almost like if you're blowing a bubble from a wine. It's very, very light.
Watching that happen, I take out my own torch.
Okay.
Light my own torch. in
So
my
you guys are
hands.
reunited with your Yorig. Go ahead. Actually, Yorig, what did you discover from the camp?
Yeah, so guys, hope you would love this. There's brand new armor, although I don't think I would touch anything. Seems to be sort of corrosive.
So why would I love that?
Which, I just thought you would enjoy the intricacy of the armor being made.
But it's corrosive.
You're missing the point, Hope. It's just craftsmanship.
Love it. Love it.
Well, anyways, do we know if this is the raiding party, Oren? Is this semblant of their armor?
So it was homemade armor.
Oren, you immediately recognize this armor as that makeshift, that community-made armor that the guard is equipped. This isn't a member of the guild itself. This appears to be whichever group went out with your son prior to the guild house sending out the next part.
Can I go over here without taking acid damage? No.
Yes, you can. I would just
Yeah, just narrate
let
it
me, yeah,
instead of
just narrate.
moving
Yep. Don't bring me with you.
Yeah.
I move by myself, just over to examine this corpse. I mean, would I just Eric didn't have any homemade armor. He had his own leather cuirass. That was it. I don't know.
Then, as far as you can tell, this is not your son.
But can I investigate to see if there's any other features or
What exactly are you looking for?
well, is there any way for this to be the evidence that we bring home? Is this evident of anything?
So, just a reminder: the Fair Willow tried to address the owlbear problem before the guild got sent, which your son was part of. When the guards did not return, the guild got involved and sent out a party. When that party didn't return, they commissioned you guys to go out.
Mm-hmm.
So
this is just an old
Guards.
this is one of the guards that must have been with you. This would not serve as evidence of the guild members that witness.
Okay. And then I get up and I look around this like misty like this so I still don't really understand what happened. I walked into like a thin film and then I started burning.
Yes, there's a thin film that was stretching across the bank.
Oh man. Well, I would just like.
I would refrain from moving the
Oh,
Token.
sorry. I'm just nervous. I'm sorry. I've never been. Of all the things Oren knows, he doesn't know any of this. Like, oh my god.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. If you want to just remove control of the token, so I don't touch it again.
I'm moving it.
Might be
Yeah.
a good idea.
Okay.
I also looked down towards Jorig like after that brief conversation. I kind of like leaned down and whispered to him. I'm like, the armor's shit make anyways. Not too good of craftsmen.
Coming from the craftsman that can't produce the same.
You focus too
watch
much
your
on
tongue.
petty insults. Need to find my son. He's still out here somewhere.
Well, let us follow the blood trail then and stop yelling.
With all the insults completely going over my head of what Jorgen's saying, I go over and I go, I just want to give you this berry to help you out with your health and nourishment.
Yes, and let's go Not
Your
so
skin
hastily
look-
this time.
Burn.
We ran into some acid after the brambles.
Yeah, we felt a little sting.
Yeah, looks like there's a lot of acid damage here. We should not stay. We should
Aye.
follow the blood trail.
I agree.
Let's move the token elsewhere.
It's
Move it slower.
Or
I-
just let Dave move it.
yeah. let Dave move it.
I'm not even touching it.
Yep.
Dave, how's Elvis? Because we don't roll for Elvis, so is he okay?
I will. If something comes up with Elvis, I will take care of it.
Like somebody burning
Lighting him on fire.
Don't.
him.
Take care of that.
So he doesn't get burned by acid.
keeping
But-
track.
Whoa.
Track.
Take
Listen,
our wins. Take our wins.
He's a
No,
smart
I'm
dog,
saying-
and he
I'm
could
keeping
smell it
track.
and went
Sure.
away.
It's okay. I got you. No problem. I got some. for you.
No.
No, I'm keeping track over here. I got his stuff
Okay.
over here. I'm
Appreciate
trying.
you, my boy.
Yes, I'm keeping track on the back end. So focus on you guys.
The
All right.
dog's also probably has a higher sense of smell and is not gonna walk right through.
Through that, yeah. I just
So-
want to make sure my buddy's okay.
He's fine.
As we're walking in the party, usually I'd be weary of walking in front of Bliss, knowing he'll be trying to lift something off of me. But now that I could just hear him go, since he's soaking, sopping wet, I'm fine with it.
So do you guys continue
Following
Yeah.
the trail, yes.
following the trail? Continue down a narrow trail. The branches loom over the path. The ground squishes between your boots, underneath your boot soles. You round a corner, and as you round the corner, you can hear croaking. Deep croaking.
Short swords.
Oh,
In
Yeah.
addition to that, in addition to the deep croaking, you can hear snarling and clattering and snapping. And yet, out in the distance, around the corner, you can hear the sound of something shrieking back and forth. The same sounds that you heard from earlier, and gnashing and
What?
falls and things being snapped and broken.
Putting on my tinkering glasses.
Yeah.
And I think we shall take a break. Right?
perfect.
Perfect.
Quick 20-minute break.
Yep. 20
Put on
minute
my
break.
glasses, guys.
I love the
20 minute
music.
break. Let me-
Love the
let me-
music
Yep,
choice.
hold on one sec. Let me find out.
Did you
how
say
to-
20 minutes? Great.
Yeah,
I
so
can
we'll be
take a
back
shower.
around 9:55,
9:55. Sounds great.
10 o'clock.
Shout
-ish.
out.
Thanks for that, guys.
All right, and
And we're back.
All right. All right. Everybody's back. You were all resting around a slight bend in the forest. As your footsteps, you tenderly walk on the forest floor. You can hear a commotion. You can hear a commotion in deep frog bellows, toad bellows, and gnashing of teeth and claws. There's some sort of commotion that's going on in the immediate area around the corner.
I know
Just
I'm.
duck down.
Yeah, you go, Oren.
Well, I just crouch. And I just say. And I hear Kenny Chesney out of the forest.
Sorry, that just I
The
was putting my
cold
21.
beer, the cold pants.
Yeah.
Totally was putting it
No,
away
not
and-
Stadium Country.
No, we need
We're
to
fighting
live, not
Luke. We're fighting Luke
That's
Bryan.
That's not people's music.
Oh my God.
Oren, what are you doing?
Anyway, Oren crouches and he says, "There are more frog folk about. Knew it. Keep your eyes out."
And as that, I whisper very subtly under my breath a few things and take my water skin and pour some water, and you begin to see it coalesce kind of around me as I cast Armor of Agathis.
Okay. Do you stay still or do you round the corner?
I am in the middle, just like looking at everybody waiting to go.
So, I think I very carefully just sort of like poke my head around the corner to try to survey what's about to happen.
You survey around the corner, path opening to another shallow bank of still murky, slimy water. You see nothing but the sound louder.
They're all around. There's no way we traverse further through this camp or through this swamp without facing more bullywugs.
Last words in whisper, or echo, out.
Okay.
I just have my hand axe.
You can see everybody is withdrawing their weapons and summoning their weapon, preparing them for this imminent threat that is yet to be seen. Do you continue?
I continue.
As a group.
May our Lord Daddy DM please lower the music just a tad.
You're able to lower it yourself, actually, in my settings. You can go to master music volume for yourself.
All right.
Oh, no problem.
Okay. You round the
No
corner
problem.
and you continue. Little bit by little bit. You continue. The sounds grow louder. You can hear
Great.
this large hill covered in thick brambles and trees obscures your vision in the ominously still water to your right. You continue. Continue. My thing is, you continue around this path, around the hill, and you find yourself at another corner.
Very stealthily.
You hear fighting, things falling, gnashing of teeth, crawling against the ground, rocks being overturned, branches breaking. Do you round the corner?
As quietly and stealthily as possible.
Do we still see the bloodstains?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
What is in the explorer's pack? If I may interject ever so.
You can open it.
Open it
Okay.
up.
Yeah.
So go to it.
Oren Free Winter Explorer's Pack, but every time I click it, it just has me like edit it.
See how it goes to the pack and it has the item next to the name. It has the little tiny little eye.
Yes.
Click on the tiny little eye, and then it'll pop up really small. But there's a black clear box with a shaded bottom right corner. You can drag down, and it becomes a scroll.
Your explorer's
Backpack,
pack
bedroll.
contains a backpack, a bedroll, mess kit, a box, 10 torches, 10 days of ration, a skin, and 50 feet of hempen rope.
None of those are useful. I'm looking for something to look like if we could sconce ourselves to
Clear.
cover and then look at what's happening, we can confirm what we're hearing to be an altercation. So, it appears two beasts are fighting over there.
I'm just gonna take a sneaky little peek.
Do that.
Kosh, I need you to make a stealth check.
Sneaky peek.
Sneaky snake.
You gently brush the
First
leaves
one of the night.
and you step out into the trail and you see another clearing. But the source of the commotion has not yet been seen.
Mother.
Do you continue?
trucker. Oh yeah.
As you
Right
continue,
at Nat 20 as far as you let me.
you can make out the flickering of a campfire and 3 small childlike forms quivering by the side of the water. You round around the corner and you can see 3 humanoid creatures surrounding 2 adult bullywugs that appear to be protecting 3 bullywug children. around a campfire.
Interesting. What are the creatures? What will you describe the creatures again?
Humanoid in shape, stature, and if you can gladly make a perception check.
Yes, please. Percepting.
They appear to just be people. Vicious, ravenous people.
Does the entire party see this, or is it
Everybody.
just one?
Everybody sees you guys are.
Let's do it. Let's
I
get after it.
Stealthily.
Yorick goes into his jacket, pulls out my tinkering glasses, tinkering on some wooden object with some metal shrapnel thrown in there, and I'm going to build a pseudo small little frog that makes the noise of it sounds like exactly like those small little tadpoles, but running in fear.
Okay.
And I'm gonna let it run off, let's say, somewhere over here, in yonder direction.
Like a small frog.
Yeah, like a small frog making cries of help.
Cries for help.
What? Why isn't this not working?
All right. So I just dragged out your tokens. If you have to drag out your, just drag them where I put them. Okay.
Yep.
Don't-
It was all black for me, so I tried to drop it near the ping. But if anyone else is all black,
Right
this
here.
is the area.
Right here.
Yeah, I'm all black.
All right. Hold on. Hold on.
This was the area
Ping it
of
right
the
here. Ping it
frog.
right here. Drop your character here if you can't see it.
That's
Is
so
everybody
odd.
able to move their character?
I'm like,
Yep.
it always works for me. So I don't know what setting you have for me, but like it always works.
Is everything good?
Yeah,
I'm good.
everything's
I
good
can
for me.
move mine.
Can everybody move their character? Can everybody see?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, gotcha. So this small little mechanical frog and bounce across. You can see that the children, the three small child bullywugs, are still cowering, but the two adult bullywugs, they can hear the weeps and wails. They're looking over for help. At this time, one of the creatures walks up to the bullywug. It's going to make an attack against the bullywug as it's distracted. A 15 is a hit. It's going to deal 3 points of piercing damage to this bullywug. I need everybody to roll some initiative.
All right. Let's do
Yeah,
this.
boy.
Gonna say we need to help the bullywugs now.
All right,
were
starting
fighting
from the
before.
top, Loreno.
Reno rolled a 14.
14. Yurig,
17.
17.
Killing it with rolls
Gosh,
right now.
15.
15. Zula,
16.
a 16. Awesome. Oren,
7.
a 7. Ryan Bliss,
12.
12.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is the screen black for anyone else?
Okay, yeah.
All right, Mike, go to your journal. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can just fix this real quick manually. Can you see now, Mike?
All good.
All right. Can you move your token?
Yes, I can.
Okay. All right. At the top of the order is going to be Yorig. Yorig, what are you going to do?
Can we see the big bullywugs or no?
Yeah, everything that you can see is everything that is on the map is what you can see.
Oh, okay. I thought those were small little things. I thought they were bigger
Nope,
ones.
the smaller
Gotcha
ones I
now.
don't have token. No, the smaller ones are about right
Gotcha.
here. They're huddled up behind the fire.
That makes more sense.
Because you've already planned to
sick.
kill them.
Yeah, so Yorick takes out we'll call this a pull up another clock. York takes out another clock, tinkering with it a little bit, but it's not like the clocks you've seen before, and I chuck it towards the center of in between the two bullywugs. It's gonna be fairy fire.
What is the range on fairy fire?
20-foot cube.
Okay, what's the range that you can see?
Oh, I thought it was 60 feet. Is that too far?
60 feet.
I'm
Yeah,
60 feet.
You might have to run up.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm running up 25 feet then, so I will go here.
Okay, cool. So does fairy fire target a group, or does it target a creature?
Each object within a 20-foot cube within range. So that's why I'm throwing this clock in between the two bullywugs.
Cool. Okay. All right. Is that your turn?
That is... Don't I have a... Oh, no. There's one last thing I'm going to do. Bonus action. I'm going to... No, I'm not. I'm not going to kill myself. Yeah, I will. No, I'm not. Yep, that's my turn.
Okay. So we're gonna say that it's right here, 20-foot cube. So we're gonna say that the both bullywugs and two of the are covered. Is that fair?
Good for me.
All right. Next up is gonna be Zula.
Perfect. Okay. What I am going to do is I'm going to cast Entangled to these two zombies right here.
Okay, gotcha. What's the range on that?
It's a 20-foot square starting from a point within range. It can be up to 90 feet. So
90 feet. So okay, so
yeah.
90 foot from you.
Yes.
Okay.
So it will be 65, but I want to entangle these two zombies, and they have to do a strength saving throw or be restrained by the entangled plants until the spell ends.
Okay. So they make the saving throw when on their turns?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so these guys are currently entangled. Keep that in mind. All right, Kashta.
Dang, that kind of put all of my plans out of action.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It is what it is. I'm just gonna get as close
Every
as
attack
I
rolls
can.
with advantage.
So forgive me. I'm gonna move up, and then I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion to create a sound or image within range that lasts for the duration, which is 1 minute. The illusion ends if you dismiss it as an action or cast a spell again. You create a sound, yada 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 yada. Back to important things. Check your spell save DC. If a creature discerns the illusion for what it is, the illusion becomes faint to the creature. Or if it comes in contact. But I'm just gonna make an owl bear sound. I don't know if they screech or roar, but I'm assuming it's a mixture of both. Like an angry one. Like I'm gonna
The
rip your...
clattering of a chitinous beak, and just this the hooing of a giant.
That's what I'm
lumbering.
gonna cast as close as I possibly can to the humanoid.
Awesome, sounds good. So we are going to say
Creatures.
the point right here is right here. The point of the sound is right there.
Yeah. And, I can't see where you're at. That
Right
works. Yeah. Like.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, is that your turn?
Yep.
Next up is going to be Loreno.
All right. I'm going to, again, with last words and echo brandish, look back at Zula and be like, again, counting on you. And I full on will go my 30 feet of movement to, I think I pinged like right there, right?
Yep, that's perfect. Yep.
And then I'm going to dash. Oh,
Now, does that fall? So, entangle, is that creatures of your choice,
No,
or is that any creature?
It is any creature. And I know that. Loreno doesn't though know that.
Yeah, the entangled is the grasping weeds of wine sprout from the ground in a 20-foot square from the point within range.
As I'm running up and I'm a little bit more away from the group, I'm going to dash to get up to. I'd just be able to get there, but as I'm dashing, now that I'm further away from the group, I'm casting Hexblade's Curse on this here zombie with my bonus action, but I'm actually invoking Xerxes' right. I'm saying, I am the bone of my sword, fire is my blood, and steel is my body. And
nice.
That is my action, my movement, and my bonus action. I'm in this dude's face. At the end of my turn, I need to make a strength saving throw, or at the beginning for entangled.
So it is. I believe in the beginning. I make strength check. Yeah.
All right.
Creature stained by the plants. If I use the action, make a strength. Yeah. So it's your action. So it's in the beginning. So it'll be the next turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, next up in the order is this rotting humanoid that just like over its shoulder, as its ankles are just being torn apart by these sharp twisting these gnarling branches. It just turns and you can see it grits its teeth and it just takes a deep breath and lets out this ungodly scream at Loreno, and it's going to make an attack with it is.
Just pooped in my pants a little at that noise.
Wait, so he has to make a strength saving throw first.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
Otherwise, he's entangled.
Otherwise, he's entangled. All right,
Yes.
cool. Let me see. Good job. All right, so
Yeah, suck it, DM.
Thank you very much. All right,
He fails.
So, it's lashing, or it's reaching for the bullywug. It's reaching for, but it's the flesh is just dropping. It's oozing off of its shins as it's struggling against these against the brambles. The next one is going to do the same thing.
It fails.
Same effect. And then the final one, it doesn't need to, but it's going to move over to the bullywug. It's going to make an attack roll. Bullywug, an 11.
With
11
advantage.
misses. As
With
this bullywug
advantage.
is holding up its makeshift spear, and it's just like you can see the teeth digging into the wooden shaft of the spear, and bits are just splintering off. Bits of teeth and splinters are just coming off the shaft of the spear. Next up is going to be Bliss.
Bliss will be. Oh wait, shit. Where's the movement counter thingy on this?
Movement counter. It is the little circle with the tape measure, right underneath the magnifying glass. There you go.
So if you want to get up there with me, you're gonna have to dash probably.
Can I dash though?
Yeah, dashing is an action. Actually, I'm almost positive. Give me 2 seconds.
I'm not sure if a rogue can do it.
Well, anybody can use their action to dash.
No, I mean as a bonus action.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. Their
Yeah,
cunning,
no, I don't got
their
that.
cunning action. Yeah, you don't have that yet. So you can use your action to get up to me, but that's gonna be like,
Your only thing.
yeah, your only thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get up to, right at that little corner right before where you're at.
Right there.
Right here.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and move up there. Perfect. Do you have anything else you want to do?
I don't think he has a bonus action right now.
Okay.
Yeah, just trying to blend into whatever is around me right now as
Gotcha.
best I can.
Next up is going to be the first. It's going to attempt to plunge its spear into the humanoid. 22 is a hit, and that does All right.
Ashley, what's your spell save DC? Just so I know.
13.
13? That's not looking good.
All
For me.
All right. The first zombie, you can see that the
You should just like
spear
gone back
cleanly
just a little
slides into
bit.
the abdomen,
A little bit.
and whatever rotting entrails are still missing begin to slop and fall to the ground. A flurry, a mist of just like bits of like rotting grubs and flesh spray into the bullywug's face.
Oh, great.
Me.
The bullywug, you can see these maggots that are just now beginning to claw into the slimy skin bullywug. The bullywug reaction is just to come up and just begin to claw at its face to relieve the pain of these hooked mandibles of these maggots just digging at its. Okay, it is going to deal. 1d6. 1. Okay. Okay. The next bullywug is going to make attack at the other zombie. It's going to miss. Actually, is that a miss? No, it's a hit. It's definitely a hit. It's going to deal 4 points of damage to zombie 2. And the same thing happens. Just a spurt of just like rotting flesh and maggots just sprays the bullywug in the face. The maggots just slide off with the other viscera and the mucus of the
Shit.
On the bullywug. All right, next up is going to be Oren.
Well, I just made my attack. I take out my crossbow. And I shoot at the one, the zombo man. It is.
What's your
The entangled.
range?
I was gonna say the entangled
what I'm
one would have
thinking.
been advantage.
It's 80 feet.
Nice.
It shows it like right underneath the ranges there.
That's what I was trying to see, and then I.
Yeah, you're a 50
Yeah,
foot
you're correct.
range.
60.
Yeah,
Um,
all
You
three of
can
them are in
hit them.
range.
Well, which one? That's the real question. I guess the one. I mean, Loreno looks like he's got himself handled. I might go for this guy over here next to the lily pond.
Cool. All right. So that's a critical hit. So go ahead and roll your damage.
You should
it's
factor
gonna
it
be-
in.
Okay, so I'm going to.
If you just click the light crossbow on the
Just click where it says
On
light
the roll?
crossbow.
on the roll.
Oh, that's mint.
Yep.
Awesome.
That was the light crossbow is what, 1d8.
Yeah, it's 1d8.
Yeah, so that would have been 2.
Yeah, that's a crit.
Yeah.
Okay, does 13 damage to 13 as this bolt just flies through, and it just catches every bit of connective tissue in one of the arms. One of the arms just drops down to the floor. It just looks back over. Is that your turn?
Yeah, I don't think I can do anything else. So.
Okay. Let me see if I could. Is there another next turn? Oh, I can do turns on this one. Awesome.
Yes.
All right. Oh no, hold on, wait a minute. It goes by.
Yeah.
Oren.
So then
Okay, gotcha. Round 2.
Yorick.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. All right, Yorig.
Sweet. In a last-ditch effort, because I'm exhausted, I am throwing my pocket watch, which I've did a little magic to, and I'm going to throw it towards the bullywug that's in front of Loreno, not the humanoid, the bullywug. I'm going to throw my little pocket watch at that guy,
Okay.
and bam.
Here we go.
Eh.
Make a ranged spell attack. All right, make the
Yup.
spell attack.
On it right now. This is gonna be +7. Wow.
That
10.
is a miss. As this
Lame.
warbling effect, this ball of energy just springs from this little pocket watches, and the face pops off, a spring pops out, all the energy flies out, and it just disperses amongst the campfire and the rest of the little battlefield over there.
Looks like you need more tinkering.
As I throw it, I'm just visibly exhausted and just hunched over and trying to catch my breath, and that's my turn.
All right, next up is going to be Zula.
So I'm
Valiant
going
effort,
to. I'm gonna walk my 25 feet. So what's that, like right there? Oh, great. I'm gonna walk my like slow 25 feet, and then take my, since I can't really do much at the moment, but I see that the zombies are nice and fully entangled at this time. Since we have more good berries, I'm going to take one more to give myself a hit point back,
Okay.
and that will actually, can I be? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah. So I'm gonna stay right there with my 25 feet and take my good berry to give myself a hit point.
All right. Next up is Kashta.
Okay. 30 feet. Kashta is going to take his movement speed and sprint 30 feet, and on his last step, hurl his lit torch that he lit when he burned the gelatinous cube, potentially gelatinous cube schmegma off of the trees, hand over hand into the zombie on the left's hopefully face.
To the left. All right. Make a just make a an attack roll and add your dexterity modifiers. Roll d20. Just add your dexterity.
Okay. My dex mod is
So,
+2.
good thing to note, Jorg actually just mentioned it in chat. Because he's restrained, right? Does he have advantage on those?
He has advantage.
Oh, yeah,
on those
yeah,
ones.
absolutely.
And
And
advantage from the
I've
fairy
been
fire.
saying.
Fairy fire too.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So,
So I've been saying that.
what am I doing?
So roll 2d20 plus 1.
Yeah, you could switch it on your character sheet.
+1 or +2? I think my dex mod is.
Oh yeah, if your dex mod is plus 2, then add plus
Okay.
2.
So roll with advantage.
A crit. Okay.
Wow.
So torch. I'm not sure how much damage. Off the fly, we're gonna say it does 1d4 fire damage.
I was
So
about
in this
to say,
case-
yeah.
I'm gonna say this does 2d4 fire damage.
Or
Technically a max roll on one die.
All right, so let me make sure that is. You can see this now. This zombie that's missing its limb is now just like it just caught fire. The sun-baked clothes that it's wearing is just so dry that it just catches, and you can see the flesh just start to slop off. Where you can see most of its skull is visible, and most of the tendons and everything and remaining flesh has been burned away. The zombie is barely standing. All right, is that your turn?
yes, sir.
All right, next up is going to be Loreno.
May the dice forever be in this favor here. Alright, so I have to roll for Entangled. So
Yes.
that's a
Is this your
strength.
action?
So, because I'm reading this, the spell,
Do you want me to post it on
Yeah,
the chat?
that would be
Yes,
mint.
let's.
it says
Let's
a
post
creature in
this
the
on the
area
chat.
when you cast the spell must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained by the entangled plants until the spell ends. A creature restrained by the plant can use its action to make a strength check against your spell save DC. On a success, it frees itself.
Okay, yeah. So if you, yeah.
But I gotta
Okay.
see if I'm restrained.
Yeah.
There you go. I just put it on the chat. I'm sorry.
Alright. So that's a strength saving throw. I hit her DC.
Yeah, you pass.
Let's go, baby. So This one.
Remember, you get advantage on the zombies now.
Yeah, so this one is looking bad, right?
That one's barely standing.
Okay, so I don't think Loreno would have heard in the midst of all this people rolling up behind him. Probably would have seen the torch fling. But Loreno is going to move over towards that zombie. I know I get an opportunity attack. That's fine.
Okay, so
If you want to take that.
It's restrained. It can't.
Can't do it, yeah.
Well, I'm moving out of its space.
Yeah, it is restrained.
It's restrained, so it can't do anything.
I'll take it.
Jesus,
So...
what are you, a masochist? Shut up, Nick.
He's like,
So
I guess that you don't want to hit me.
I just want to... Alright, so I come up last words and echo and just... Although this isn't the one with my Hexblade's Curse, I just want to dice into it with 2 attacks. So let me pull up my sheet.
You use your action to escape, though, right?
No, because I wasn't restrained. That was what the strength saving throw was for.
That's to see if he was going to be restrained.
If I was restrained, I could use an action to not be restrained.
Gotcha. Cool. Gotcha.
So this is just going to be... Well, that is... Sorry. That got changed really quick. So this is going to be for my main hand. 17.
That is definitely a hit.
So 8 piercing damage.
8 piercing. Your first blade plunges into what's left of the zombie, and whatever magical energy that is holding it together, animated, just fails. The glowing yellow light in its eyes just leave its sockets, and it flies to the ground. As you look down at your arm, you can see that there are just viscera and maggots just crawling all over your arm. Okay. What's your AC?
My AC is 14.
Okay. You're able to swat these maggots off your arm before they start chowing down on your arm.
Alright.
The first zombie is deceased.
I'm gonna then, since that was only 10 feet of movement, snap right back over towards this one. Moving up there and use my bonus action for my offhand.
Okay.
And this guy's my Hexblade's Curse target. So, it just might be a little extra damage.
And you get advantage on the attack, too.
Oh, okay. Let me roll then again. So 25.
That's a hit.
Alright, so that one's 6 piercing damage.
6 piercing damage.
That was because I crit on a 19 or 20 with Hexblade's Curse. That was an 18.
Again, just viscera, blood, and maggots fly all over your body.
Loving it.
Another 11. Okay. Is that your turn?
That ends my turn.
Okay. Next up is going to be the first zombie, which is going to make an attack on you.
Come here.
Actually, no, it needs to make its action to escape, because it didn't escape last time.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
10. Does not escape. Okay. And next zombie is going to attack the bullywug. 5. It's going to miss. It's just continually gnawing at struggle over this spear between the bullywug and the campfire as the bullywug children are cowering in fear. That's all my zombies. Next up is Bliss.
Sweet. So that zombie is preoccupied with trying to escape. I'm gonna come up, sneak attack, and just slash this guy with my rapier.
Gotcha. So you're walking into the entangled space. How does that work? If he starts his turn there, or he has to start his turn there, right?
Yes.
Okay, so he's not affected right now.
Yes.
All right.
Sweet. So I still get that advantage, right?
Yep.
Sweet.
You have advantage for several reasons. A double.
Jesus.
Nat 20.
Yeah, you were already rolling at advantage.
I'll take the second one.
Yeah,
'Cause that's
yeah.
awesome. The
Yeah.
double 26.
Double 26.
Absolutely. All right, dude. Make your attack, dude. So you're using your rapier.
That's correct.
So yeah, it's gonna be 2d8
Oh my god.
plus I think what 4. 2d8 plus 4.
Yeah, it should do it, yeah.
So 8 plus 4 is gonna be 12. 12 points of damage.
Also, I'm
And then isn't
rereading.
it, plus the 1d6? For the
Yeah,
sneak attack?
plus the 1d6.
I'm rereading Entangle, and we could go over it after, because I
That's
got a
16?
good understanding
Or
of it
wait.
now. That's
I got you.
14.
14?
Got you. With your rapier, it just wisps through the air like a whip, and just cuts the zombie into pieces, and it drops to the ground in a pile of just like viscera. What is your AC?
14.
Okay. Just a smear of just the blood, the guts, teeth, bone, and maggots just fly over your face, and you can feel 4 of these maggots begin to dig into your face and
Ooh.
arm.
Ooh.
Alright.
Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
All right. Next up in the order is going to be. It's going to be the bullywugs.
Did this? I have a feeling what these are. Did this one die yet, or no?
Oh yes, it did. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's dead.
Because then Hexblade's curse would. I'm gonna reread it really quick, but I think I get 6 hit points back on that now.
Okay. All right. The first bullywug is going to look eyes at Bliss and Loreno.
Yeah.
And it is just going to look over at the children and the other bullywug, and it's going to dart at the other zombie, and they're both going to make attacks at the zombie. Oh, that was a D4. 14 is a hit, and 11 is a hit, so that's going to be 2D4 plus 2. The zombie is going to take 7 points of piercing damage as these 2 spears just embed itself in its chest, and they're holding the zombie at bay as it's lashing and clawing and snapping back and forth at the bullywugs as it's holding there. And the bullywugs look back at the children, and they start croaking over to the children. And the 3 bullywug children begin to walk, covering themselves closer and closer to you guys. Next up in the order is going to be Oren.
Well, this is interesting. Because Oren, I mean, like, he'd be more friendly, right? So I'm gonna walk over and see if I can't.
Are you able to walk that far?
Watch,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
And also watch out because
Oh.
the plant, even though the zombies are both dead, the plant is still there. After.
Yep, 25 feet. Yeah, you can get over here. I mean, yeah, if you
Okay.
walk through the water, you could probably get. Yeah, if you walk through the water, you'd avoid the branch.
Okay, so I'm just gonna be like right here. I mean, they're motioning. They're sending the children over to us, or are they walking over to like start attacking us? I don't.
No, the
They're
children are
children.
cowering
I
and they're
doubt that.
walking over.
Yeah.
Okay, so I try to safeguard the children like behind me a little bit, if I can.
Okay.
Then I take out one last crossbow bolt. I aim at this zombie. I unleash. I like crossbow.
Okay, that's a hit.
And that is it.
Just roll the damage. Just click on crossbow.
Oh, okay.
right, 3 points of damage.
R.I.P.
I'm sorry.
No, I said R.I.P. Minimal damage, but it's something.
Yep. Okay, the zombie now in between the two spears that are impaling the zombie's chest, crossbow bolt embeds itself into that thick jelly-like flesh that's rotting. Next up in the order is going to be.
That doesn't even kill it, huh?
Nope. Next up is going to be Jorg.
Sick. Yeah, I'm still huffing and puffing from being exhausted all day, from not having any food or water. So I'm gonna raise my hand, still looking down. Actually, no, I need to walk forward a little bit. Jorg walks up to this far. Yeah. And with one hand on my knee and one hand just in the air, I produce flame and chuck it at the zombie.
Okay. What's the range on that?
30 feet.
He's about
Do I
35
need to walk
feet
up a
away.
little bit farther?
Yeah.
Hold on. Where did I start?
You had enough
Sure.
room. You only moved
Yeah.
like 15
Yeah.
feet or 20.
Yeah.
You can move up a little bit. Okay. All right. So you make a ranged spell attack, right?
Bueno. Yep. Range spell attack.
So I think that 23 was the range spell. I'm looking at the calculation now, and it was
it
a
is?
D20
Oh, it is,
plus
yeah.
his spell attack.
Cool. All right. So there's 2 fire damage as this flash of just smoke and embers just collides with the zombie's face, and you can see what remaining of its hair begin to burn away. It's still standing as it's trying to now pull itself through the spears and the crossbow bolts. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay. Next up is going to be Zula.
Okay, I'm just gonna walk 25 feet more up to right there. I'm going right there, and at this point, since there's only one zombie left and none of the bullywogs have them, and I don't want any of my friends to get hurt, I take away the spell of entangled, so those plants that were entangling are now wilting away, and that's all that I can do at this moment.
Okay. All right, so that's your turn. I think you can get rid of it as an action or a bonus action.
I think dropping concentration is it's a free action.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's up to 1 minute, but
So,
until
You
You
can.
still,
like,
still
when
have your
the-
action and
still have your
bonus
action.
action.
Yeah.
oh sweet, but I don't have any dash or anything, so I can't.
You can use your action to dash if
Yeah.
you wanted to get further, but that's your action.
Okay, but then I have no bonus action. Action. Well, that wouldn't help me. Yeah, I'll dash and I will walk up further. As much as the sloth can dash.
All right.
I'll go right there.
Is that your turn?
Go
Yes.
into a four-arm leg little.
Actually, it'd be more like a climb.
Yeah.
Just like be climbing on the ground. And that's my action.
So, Loreno, you're up next. The brambles retreat across your ankles and deep into the ground. You look down at your shins and you can see 3 cowering bullywug children.
I think I was next.
Yeah,
Were you
Kosh
next?
is next.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah,
my mistake. Yeah, Kosh,
no
you're
problem. No
next.
problem.
Yep, thank you.
I would just run up. That's 30 feet exactly in between the 2 bullywugs, and two-handed strike the top of the head of the zombie with my quarterstaff.
All right.
And
is
that was I think
That's a hit.
that was the actual. Was that the attack? No.
Yeah, no, that's the attack. No, yeah, you'll.
No, that was the damage, right?
Yep.
Was that
No,
the damage, or
no,
was that the-
Just click quarterstaff.
Yeah, the 12 is the roll.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
5.
I see. Still getting used to the roll 20.
Yeah.
Wind up two-handed with your with your quarterstaff, and you smack the zombie square across the forehead, and you can see the head just split open and just spray blood into your face. Its eyes just darting back and forth, just hanging down at its collarbone, but it's still up and talking and up and walking. What's your AC?
12.
All right. Well, that does not matter. All right. Next up is Loreno.
All right, Loreno's gonna not take the dash action, but he's going to slide, sneak, get around this bully wall because there's not enough space over there. Get up there, 2 weapon fighting, going in. My Hexblade's curse is gone, but so this is gonna be my main hand attack. 23.
That's a hit.
For 7 piercing.
Okay, 7 piercing damage, and that is all she wrote.
All right.
Nice.
So as I come down with last word, just through the little gash that Kashta made, just like a straight jab through its esophagus.
Just sprays blood and gore everywhere. You're able to, again, you're prepared. You dodge yourself out of the way, preventing these maggots from clawing themselves into you. And that, now you stand awkwardly. Okay, so next up is this. Okay, the zombie's gone, zombie's gone, zombie's gone. Is that your turn?
I'd kind of like take my sword, look back towards Kasha, look back towards the bully wog, still armed, but like starting to like bring my blades down, but I still have them out.
Okay.
I would be leaning heavily on the quarterstaff as if not to move, like lazily, like.
Okay. Bliss, it's your turn.
So we just did these bullywogs of solid.
Yeah. Right now, you have 3 bullywug children, literally cowering, for the most part, just wrapping themselves in shins, just like looking up at you right now. And there's this tense moment lingering in the air.
I'm sheathing my rapier, and I'm gonna walk 5 feet forward, not saying a word, but just standing there to see if they're gonna put their spear down, because I just sheathed my rapier.
Okay. The bullywugs, they look towards each other, and they take their spears, and they sling them over their backs, and they immediately dart over to the children. Combat is over.
Clean my blades before I sheath them again, but back in my sides.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna check out. Bliss was the only one to get maggoted
Oh yeah,
in the
the
face.
4 maggots are still on you, Bliss.
What's that?
The most unfortunate day.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to get those maggots out.
Okay. Before you can do that, one of the other bullywugs that has the tunnel holes of the maggots in its face, you can see its eyes slowly roll back and get glossy and then fall on it. And you can see just crawling maggots down its throat, and you can see just like this pulsing on its chest as it lays there unconscious, as the children bullywug begin crying, and the other bullywug is just frantically like trying to wake this other bullywug. And that's where we're gonna end. And that is where we're gonna end.
All right.
Gosh.
Nice.
Solid.
That's good. Give us some time to figure out what we're gonna do there, because
Yo, we gotta cut those maggots out of them.
Oh yeah.
And you.
and you.
Yeah.
You guys know there's a giant hand and
I
a
just
sword in the
looked- I
pond
just
next
looked
to
at
us.
that. I
See
just
that?
saw that.
So before we get all into this hypothetical doohickey whatever, we're gonna go around. And we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk some Forest talk, some Bullywug talk.
Some Luke Bryan talk.
some all sorts
Kenny
of
Chesney
Chesney.
talk.
All right.
Some cold
Um,
beers.
I just want to say
Right.
thank you to whoever was watching tonight. Again, um, if any of you Twitter people out there watched, we did give you a little bit of a shout out and continue to follow us. Thank you for your support. Now, starting, let me see, where are we starting? Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Bliss is a 1. Kashta's 2. Remember your numbers. Loreno 3. Oren 4. Yorig 5. And Zula 4.
Bless you.
Who's number 4? Tell me what you
that'd
think
be
about
me.
today, there, Oren.
Oren has never been this out of place in a forest his whole life. Like, this is a completely alien environment to him, and he is clutching to his wooden talismans that he carved himself. And he's going to do his utmost to keep his fellow party members from dying, but, I mean, if it's not become difficult. Because, like, the mud burns and everything burns, apparently.
Now, Oren being a parent and being out here to protect and find his son, now being confronted with an adversary that clearly has the same values as you, how do you think that's going to affect Oren in the future?
It's going to affect him some damn way or another. I think that so far, like, I mean, it really is just, it's up to the DM how far it goes, because Oren is amenable, but our DM is not. He's been known to kill indiscriminately.
I'd love to do so. All right. Anything else, Nick? Any favorite moment?
I mean, like, there's just so favorite or like most terrifying.
Doesn't matter. Whatever. Doesn't
Both.
matter. I'm gonna ask
I
you
mean,
the same
like,
thing.
you know, basically like any time where something's corrosive, it worries me greatly. So, and certainly this ending that you've thrust upon us, holy cow. What are we supposed to, or holy frogs, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do about zombie frogs, huh? Damn. Anyway, that's what I have to say.
All right. Next up, number 1.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, it was just there was a lot of confusing parts. A lot of stuff that wasn't working, especially coming into that last part where we see these frogs that we've battled before, but now there's zombies attacking them, and you made it a clear point that there's also kid frogs, so you're like, can't be going killing kids right now. But
Right now.
strictly because, like, they did attack us first in like another instance, so when that last zombie fell, like, it really did feel like a lot of tension of like, what should we do? Are they going to be friendly? Like, who's going to make the first move here?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really interested to see what is going to happen with the story as soon as we like deal with getting everyone back up to health, just so they can stand and try to communicate with one another, because we fucking can't talk to them. We don't know what they're gonna say. Like, we don't know how this is gonna play out.
Mm-hmm. Good point. Good point, Mikey. Let's see. Number 2.
That is I. I have to say, my favorite moment, was probably just the way that, everybody role played together. Like, there were some pretty awesome moments there. What Kashta is optimistic about is, a potential friendship with bullywugs in this area. I feel like would like an ally of frog creatures would be huge.
You
However,
want to eat frog legs.
yeah, well, dude, I'm just saying, I'll eat them all day. But if they're gonna help us in the masses, that would be dope. Show us to our goals, communicate with them. But then there's this hump, right? Like, there's this creature that has just fallen on its back and is not fully possessed. So we can either save the creature. Here are our options: wait till it turns and then kill it, or kill it before it turns. So it's like Dave with the moral conundrum again,
Yeah.
like nailed it right on the split. And then aside from that, I'm really curious to look at the ichor that Hope has in his bag. I really want to observe that. As a witch doctor, I'm praying that I know how to deal with death maggots, and I can get them out of our friend's face and potentially the bullywug's face. Super awesome combat. Everything went my way. I was definitely prepared to roleplay some bad rolls, but I rolled pretty strongly throughout the whole thing.
Everybody did. I mean, I
had
saw
a good time.
I think 4 natural 20s in one
Yeah.
combat.
It's pretty fun. I had fun.
4 we already did. 1, 3.
I think that was me.
Come on, you had one job.
Hey, listen, it was an exciting session. What can I say? I thought, going off of what Tim said, I thought the role playing was spectacular. I really loved the fact that people aren't bending to just, oh, we're playing D&D, you know, we have to be all goody two-shoe with one another. Zula confronted me. Kasha, you know, challenged Hope's ethics and morals, and I thought all that's really cool. Because those are progressive changes that are going to shape characters. Maybe not instantly, but, like, you know, as time moves, right? I think a slow progression is cool. I really enjoyed this combat, particularly because I rolled fantastically and I didn't get restrained, and I really just felt like I felt exactly how I imagined I built Hope. Like, it came out today, and I was just like, dude, just cleaning up, just slicing and dicing, like, chef's kiss. I love the environment. I think the corrosive piece is really cool because armor is a thing that can deteriorate. None of us have magical weapons or armor, so
Yeah.
and again, the moral conundrum, just again, chef's kiss.
Awesome. And last but not least, Dill Dog. Kidding,
First
Ashley.
off,
Come on.
I was like, wait a second. Wait a minute.
I was just waiting for that. I just had to. Well, I'm sorry. All right, we'll do Dylan and then
two
Ashley.
middle fingers for the DM. First off, Jorg is definitely not a big camper. So, like, I love being more around industrial towns, and this is starting to get stale and boring, and, like, the fact that we're getting deeper and deeper into the woods without producing our guild quest is probably going to weigh in on Jorg a bit. But the fact that, honestly, so lucky that I failed miserably in combat, because literally I was going to roast those 2 bullywugs with that pocket watch. So the fact that I failed, I think, was a good thing.
That would have been.
Oh,
Well, you always
Because they attacked us first,
yeah.
that's all I knew. I just thought they were bad, so I'm like, whatever.
You always have Elvis that you can roast.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Not the
again.
dog. Come on.
Not Elvis. Not Elvis.
Yeah, it's always good that, yeah, like Nick's saying, we're not goody two shoes and like friendly. Like, this is just a bunch of strangers who're just trying to figure out like who does what and like what are their motives in general.
Yeah. And Ash.
You sure about that?
I'm sure.
I have to say I really enjoyed the moral conundrums today. because there was a lot of that, like to the point that you had to sit there and think, especially as a character, like we're so split down the middle with like how we feel. So like you have me and Oren that are more like the whole, like I don't want to say wholesome, but that's the only word that's coming to me right now, but the person, you know, that like we pray to our God and like we believe in that, while the others might think like, okay, like Tasha's like, yeah, let's dig up a grave and see what happens, and he's like, he's possessed, so he doesn't want, you know what I mean, he wants to do things differently. And so I appreciated the moral conundrums because it made like not only me think, but like me try to think as my character, being like, am I doing what's right? Because they just basically killed off that zombie, like without it becoming a zombie, and then allowed his like spirit to go, and so that's like in a sense righteous. And so it was just like I love the thought process of that. And then with the bullywugs, like okay, like originally we wanted to, we were in a fight with them, but now we're kind of helping them with the zombies, and then it's like, okay, are they going to be our friends now, or are we still enemies? Like what is happening here? Which they'd definitely be enemies if Dylan's bomb went off. But and then
Yeah, what do we do with the kids after that? Eat them?
I know, like it's just there.
Frog legs for days.
There's a lot of moral conundrums. I appreciated how we really like played to the scene. Like, okay, when we walked over that thing, like, okay, we all had like, or half of us had acid. How we all role played together was really nice. Like, we're really starting to form like those bonds. And yeah, I really enjoyed tonight. And also like my druidness showing was kind of cool. Even though I couldn't do a lot, I felt like I did do like a really cool move, and then I was like, okay, I can just sit and walk for 2 moves because that's all else I can do.
So speaking that, you guys coming to your own, be prepared. Not saying it's a guarantee, but be prepared for the break next session to rank up to level 2. Not guaranteed, but be prepared for it.
Oh, be prepared, baby. I just had that on my question of questions.
Questions.
So,
Questions.
anything else?
Oh, I got something. I'm not gonna give it away yet, but I got something special for Yorig. Got something special for you, buddy.
Well, we're friends. I'm just abrasive personality. We're friends.
No, we're friends. Yeah, we're friends. Totally.
I just really like how I called out Hope.
Friends.
I
Yeah,
like
that was
that.
really. Oh
Just
my
really about
God.
that.
Well, I think we're here. So yeah, guys, this was a fun one, and I have. You guys know how much I love my NPCs, and you guys haven't seen much of it lately. We're gonna have some fun next session.
Questions.
Nice.
Boy.
All right, guys.
All right.
Good work.
Take care. As always, check the description, check the bit panels, and go after our socials.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Thanks,
All right.
gang.
Bye.